Ah, cosplay competitions, the lights, the stage, the going out in your amazing outfit that you spend hundreds of hours working on so that the world can see everything that you have worked on for months. It's amazing. It's so much fun, and it's really amazing when you win an award as well. But the truth is, you're probably not going to win an award. Sorry. But before we go any further, I just want to give some clarification. I recently won the Australian prelim for the Crown Championship, and I am absolutely not talking about that competition whatsoever in this video because everyone there was absolutely incredible and complete and utter sweethearts. Thank you. This video has been inspired from a different event that has happened recently, not in Australia, and also reflecting upon my past self as well, because I am not perfect. So welcome to today's video of how to be a loser in cosplay competitions. This video is going to be split up into two parts, one being reaction and the second one being mindset. So let's start off with reaction. That's right, we're kind of jumping towards the end of the process, but stay with me. So you've just gone on stage, you have done your thing, you've shown off your cosplay, you're super proud of what you've done, you're feeling confident, you either go back on stage or you're waiting backstage as the judges come on to announce the awards, and you don't place as high as you thought you would. Or, heaven forbid, they don't even call out your name. I'm going to be the first one to say this very clearly. It is okay to be disappointed. Being disappointed for something that you've put so much work into is such a normal reaction, and it's absolutely fine if that's what you feel in that moment. It's completely understandable. However, in that moment, especially if you're on stage, smile and cheer for the winner. And why I say especially if you're on stage is because all eyes will be looking at that stage. You will be noticed if you're the only one in that lineup who's like, or all of those reactions are bad sportsmanship. Don't do that. You will be noticed, and not in a good way. But honestly, cheering and being happy for the winner, it doesn't have to be fake. I know that it may seem that way because you're so disappointed, but it's really easy to quickly switch around. Yes, we're talking a little bit about mindset here, but switching around and realizing everything that you have felt, everything that you had wanted, the person who won also felt and wanted the same thing. It is really easy to be happy for another individual for them achieving something they really wanted, especially when you know exactly what they would be feeling. This is their moment. Your moment will come later in a different competition, but at this point in time, that is their moment. Let them have that moment and be happy for them. And after the competition, make sure that you congratulate the winner, and absolutely no backhanded compliments. For example,
yeah, congratulations on your win. If only I was friends with the judges as well.
Or,
well done on your win. If I had done this other thing, I would have beat you.
Or,
well done. If there were more judges that were, seamstresses, the result would have been different. But well done. Well done.
Don't be that person. Please don't be that person. Go up to them, congratulate them wholeheartedly, appreciate what they've done, what they've won, and just be happy for them. This also goes on to social media as well. Do not go onto social media and vent about how you didn't win, even though you were the rightful person to win. If you post on social media, congratulate the winners, be proud of what you've achieved. That's nothing saying that you shouldn't do that. Be proud of what you've achieved because you have achieved something by even going onto that stage. But if you do need to vent, vent to your private friend group or individuals, people who understand that you are just angry or that you are just disappointed. AKA, talk to your closest mates. If you post anything publicly, especially if it's drama, it is like posting about your dirty laundry. Everyone will see it, everyone will judge you, and guess what? That's publicity you don't want. I'm in a very fortunate position where I don't only just compete, I'm also a judge. And I have been a judge here in Australia and internationally. And honestly, showrunners, they all talk to each other. If you are clearly a bad sports person about your competition, everyone is gonna know about it. You may never win a competition ever again. That's if you're even allowed into the competition. I know that in America especially, there are some competitions out there that really focus on sportsmanship behavior, and if you are known for being a problem, you just won't be allowed to enter. Now let's move on to the second part of this video, which is about the mindset. So there is a cosplayer who I follow on TikTok called Hack, who quite famously have said, if you are not prepared to lose in a cosplay competition, you are not prepared to participate in a cosplay competition. And I 100% agree with that. You will always lose more than you win. That is just statistically the truth. And that is so true for me as well. You just look at the Cosplay Central Crown Championships. This was my 4th time entering. The first year I won needlework, and it was for the prelim in Western Australia, not even the finals. The second year I did not even win any kind of placement. The third year I went to a different state and I did not place, and I did not win any award. And the 4th year I entered TOF and it was happy days. But it was 4 goes, and most of those years I did not win a single award. I did not win anything. And I went into this competition not expecting to win because the history. But now I want to tell you a little bit of a story of one of the most eye-opening experiences which changed my entire view of competing in cosplay competitions. It was WCS Japan. I was there with my partner and we were doing our cosplay. We were there, we had worked so hard on our cosplay. We spent, you know, over 400 hours crafting each of these cosplays. They were impressive, they were big, they were scoring, you know, some of the top marks for like craftsmanship. It was incredible, and like we were feeling good. We had a good skit, you know, we had these costumes that were, you know, one of the best, and we were like, yeah, we can do this. And we had focused so much on winning. We went to Japan wanting to win. Like, that was our goal. We were going to win, and anything less than winning, it wasn't good enough. Placing would be fun, like placing would be good, but winning was the ultimate goal. We had blinkers on and we were locked in, or at least I was. The award ceremony came. We won nothing, not a single award. In that moment, I felt so deflated and so disappointed because like we had done everything that we thought we could do, and we brought the kitchen sink in our skit to the stage and we went crazy. Like we threw everything that we had at this cosplay and at the skit, and we did not get a single award. These were cosplays that we had worked on for a year. And 2 days later, after the awards, we had had the onsen party, and it was the morning after the onsen party that I found myself in the cafeteria with the other contestants. And I got my breakfast and I sat down with Team UK, Be More Shonen, and Gnomes, who is a wonderful, wonderful individual. She was sitting there with Min, and we were having a discussion, and somehow we got onto the topic of the winners and, you know, how we felt about the competition. And I made the comment that I was really disappointed that we didn't win, that Team Australia did not win, because we had done so much work, I had done so much work, and that I felt that it was deserved that we had won. And she very calmly looked at me and said, Kirili, look around you. Everyone is in the same boat. And I'm ashamed to say that was the first time that I actually stopped and I looked around this room of some of the top cosplayers from around the world, and I was ashamed. I was ashamed that the only thing that I had been focusing on was a win. Everything else was secondary. And I had missed the opportunity to spend more time with these incredible cosplayers from around the world and discuss cosplay with them. Discuss how they made things, how they, you know, thought of different ways of doing things. Like, I had been so consumed on making sure that my cosplay was perfect and that the skit was perfect that I couldn't see the forest from amongst the trees. I hadn't made all of the connections that I wanted to make. And here we were having the breakfast before we were getting on the bus and going all of our separate ways. To this day, that is my biggest regret that I've ever had with cosplay. And I'm not saying that it was a complete waste of time, absolutely not. The connections that I did make with some of the most amazing cosplayers around the world, I've been able to catch up with some of them. When I've gone to America, I've caught up with, you know, Team USA or part of Team USA, and next year I'm catching up with the other half of Team USA. The coordinator of USA is Bingsi, or at the time was Bingsi, and I've spent time with her. I've also gone to Singapore and caught up with the Singaporean representatives of my year. I've had these wonderful dialogues with other countries as well. And when I went to France, I got to catch up with Lena, who was one half of Team, you know, France. Like, I did make connections, but I didn't make enough connections, I feel. And that's gonna haunt me because it was such a missed opportunity. And since then, I have always been very, very aware of my competition brain and trying to quieten that. And that is so hard to do. I am naturally a very competitive person. If there is a goal, I'm gonna get it. But I had to change my mindset, do a complete 180, and basically just say mantras to myself over and over again. And that was all to just quieten that competitive brain that is there going,
you need to win. You need to win. Otherwise you're worthless.
My mindset now is the competition is there as a deadline for me to get a cosplay done. That's it. It's a cosplay that I really, really want to do, but I need the extra kick up the ass, for lack of a better word. That is why I enter competitions. So getting back to mindset, on the day of the competition, I focus on two things. One, how proud I am of what I've achieved, the cosplay on my body, and like where I'm at, like mentally, and like what I'm going to be presenting to the judges. I'm proud of that. And the second thing that I focus on is just how amazing the other cosplayers are that I'm competing with. And it is tricky to appreciate rather than compare, but it's possible. And how it's possible is that you acknowledge the truth. There is nothing you can change right now, so you should just appreciate the moment and accept that what is what it is. In prejudging, talk about all of the amazing things that you've done in your cosplay, and backstage, talk to the other contestants. Find out how they made things, what materials they used, why they chose to do things in a certain way, and make mental notes so that you can use it for future cosplays. Seriously, some of the things that I've learned backstage are things that I've incorporated into future cosplays, and then I've shown them off, and I've been super happy about it all. So do that. I have a saying with some of my mates: don't compete, win. Now, before you kind of go, what, Curly, this goes against everything that you've just said. No, let me explain what I mean by that. It's very simplified. So what I mean by don't compete, win, is you don't compete with anyone else but yourself. And if you do that, you've won, regardless of whether you have an award or not at the end of the day. If the only person you were ever competing against is yourself, you're always going to win if you put your best foot forward, if you always present your best work, and if you're proud of that work to the judges and you feel good on stage, you've won. And one thing that I like to do for myself when I'm backstage, whether it be privately to myself or whether it be in a small grouping of people with the other players who are competing, I say, wow, look at us all. We are all amazing. The fact that we're here, the fact that we're wearing these cosplays that we made, like we took some foam, we took some fabric, or we took some plastic filament and we made this. Like we made something that went on our bodies from nothing. Like how incredible is that when you just stop and think about it? That is insane. And by doing that, it helps you get out of your own head and look at everyone as if the audience was looking at everyone and realizing we're incredible. Now with all this talk of mindset, I will let you know that I am not perfect. I really am still not perfect. Before most competitions, I am still a ball of anxiety. Just kind of there, sort of crying to myself inside. And I know that that is because I put a lot of pressure on myself because I just want to do as best as I possibly can for myself. And that's the difference now, is the anxiety is just anxiety within myself. I don't put the pressure for winning an award on myself anymore. I've stopped doing that because it's not healthy for my brain. I'm not perfect, but I've gotten better. And I try to be a bit better every single competition that I enter. Alright, so that's all I've got to say about that topic. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Tell me what your thoughts are about cosplay competitions in the comments below. I'd love to have a bit of a read of them and just, you know, let's have an honest discussion about this. It's okay to be disappointed if you don't win, but also your mindset will really help you determine what comes out of your mouth and what goes on your face as the other winner is announced. It's really important that you try to remember that one day you could be that winner. And how would you like the people behind you, how would you like them to be reacting? Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!